Hey guys, what's up? Not in the yellow or the orange or in the truck. And there's kids in the background. Tala? Yeah. So, quick video, not super long. Just kind of wanting to go over a thought that I've been kind of chewing over for the last couple days, or I don't know, chewing on. I don't know expression. So you think I would have learned this a long time ago, right? You think I would have learned that when times are pressing, when the need is great, the first thing you should do is go to the Father in prayer. And I don't know why that just doesn't register to me sometimes. Like, I try to solve, and this might be, I don't know. Tell me if this is you. Excuse me. Maybe it's a guy thing. Maybe it's just a stubborn thing. I think it's a stubborn thing. You're trying to solve a problem, and you literally go through every single way and notion you know how to solve said problem. And to the point where you're mountingly, you've got mounting frustrations, and it's about to blow. Like everything, the pressure valve is all the way on, and you're just like, and then, you're about to melt down, meltdown time, right? Just core overload, everyone run, nuclear reactor is running away, and there's no scramble. And I was having a moment like that. My wife was more having a, like, oh my gosh, how could I be so dumb moment. So let me set the scene. I was driving my big truck, semi, back from Colorado. My wife had informed me earlier in the day, just so like, oh hey, by the way, I don't know where my wallet is. I remember I had it at Walmart, and then I'm pretty sure I put it in my purse, and when I got home, I didn't hang it up like I normally do, the purse, and when I walked back into the living room, the purse was open, it was like unzipped, and I can't find my wallet anywhere. And so I was like, well, okay, our youngest, right, Mahana, she probably grabbed it. She probably ran off with it, as the youngest has perchance to do. She likes to go through bags and like pull things out and like look at all the cards and do all that stuff. And so I'm just like, okay, cool. You'll find it. It's got to be somewhere in the floor. Like go look in the rooms, go look in the closet. The last time she hid my keys, Mahana hid my keys, she put it in a bag. So, just it took us forever to find the car keys, and it was a super frustrating thing. And we're like, where the heck did she put them? And then we found them like in one of her little bags. Like she put them in the bag for safekeeping, and to her, like, that was like, oh yeah, keys go in bag, like. But for us, we were like, we can't go anywhere because we don't know where the car keys are. Like, this is really frustrating. So I was like, okay, it's that. So, I get back on the road after talking with her, taking my break. I get back on the road, and I stop again later, and I reach out again, and we, I'm gonna be home in a little while, so I reach out to her again, just like checking in, like, hey, I'm gonna be home at this time, like just letting her know where I am, status and everything. And I was like, did you find your wallet? And she's like, no, I haven't found my wallet yet. And I could tell she was frustrated. I could hear the kids in the background were being loud. All those things, right? Just mayhem and chaos when you have young kids. They're just fighting over little things and, just... So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I was like, we'll look for it when we get home. When I get home. So I get home, towards the end of the day, I get home. And, so we're tearing through the house, like, everything's getting turned over. Like, we're looking in drawers, we're looking in closets, we're looking under beds, we're looking in the cabinets, we're looking any possible place that the wallet could have gone. And of course, the youngest we're asking her like, what did you do with mommy's wallet? And she's 3, so she's like, she can answer yes or no, and she generally can tell us what's going on, but she just like nothing. We're asking like, did you do something with mommy's wallet? Did you take it out of the bag? And she's just like, and like at first she was like no, and then she said yes, and I was like, okay, well, can you show us where it is? And because this whole time, like, as it took us, like, at this point we were like, maybe she had been looking for it all day on and off while still taking care of the kids and doing lunch and all that stuff. And at this point we had been like maybe 45 minutes into looking for it together, like me being home and looking for it too. And I was at that point where my temperature was starting to rise, because I'm just like, this is not good. Because in my head, the last place she for sure had it was Walmart. And not the nice Walmart. The kind of crappy Walmart that's close to our place is not in the best neighborhood. So I'm just like, oh man, if she dropped it there, it's gone. Like someone, like I told her, like, put your card on hold, do all that stuff, like has anyone spent any money on your card? Like, just, check. And she's like, no money's come out of the bank, no one, like, it's so far. But I'm like, okay, well, if they're smart, they're not taking money off your card, because your ID's in there, your military ID's in there, your social security card's in there, like all your important things that you would need to basically like screw someone over for a while, like to do identity theft was all in there, right? My wife keeps all her stuff in there, and so I was starting to like get really, really upset, because I'm just like, my wife takes care of most of the bills, I make the money, she runs the home stuff, and that's just kind of how we operate. She all the bills are in her name, like we have joint account, but like, she does most of that stuff because she can sit there and calculate everything, and she's on that end. I make the money, she spends the money. I make the money, she spends the money. And well, she makes some money too, so I mean, it's fair. But anyways, so I'm getting upset, and at this point I'm about like, child, where's the wallet? Like I'm starting to get like like I'm going into interrogation mode, like if you don't tell us where the wallet is, you're gonna get spanked. And I'm just like, but part of me, there's this little voice inside that says, don't do that, don't spank her over this. She doesn't know what's going on, like, maybe she did it, maybe she didn't, like whatever. So my wife says that I'm like the little red dude in Inside Out, if you ever watched that movie, Pixar movie, where the angry dude where he just loses his temper. Like, that's when I get there. So I'm trying to like woo-saw and not freak out, but I'm also thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, there's a good chance that you lost it at Walmart, like, because she was like, oh yeah, Mahana ran off and I had to go chase her, and I remember I put my wallet in my bag and I zipped it up. I'm like, are you sure you zipped it? Like, you were chasing after her, are you sure you zipped it? Like all that, right? And anyways, long story short, I'm super frustrated. Like, she's super upset because she's just like, how could I have lost my wallet? Like, I'm so dumb. So she's beating herself up, and I'm super frustrated. And I'm starting to like stomp through the house and be like, clean this house, like telling the kids, like, clean your room, clean this, look for the wallet, we better find it, or else you're all in big trouble, like, you shouldn't be getting in mommy's stuff. And so like, that's the outward facing part of me, right? I'm just stomping around and being upset. She's just like, yo, I'm really dumb for losing my wallet. Like, I can't believe I did this. And then, in her infinite wisdom, she grabs me by the hand and says, come here. And I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere right now. I'm just angry. Like, let me stomp around and brrr. She's like, no, come here. So I was like, okay. So we go into the bedroom. She closes the door. And we sit on the bed. And she's like, let's just pray. I'm like, okay. I don't really want to talk to Dad right now because I'm upset, but fine. Whatever. So she leads off the prayer. And it's basically, she just prays that, hey, can you let us find it? And if we can't find it, can nothing bad happen? Right? Because I left a little part out. We had gone back to Walmart. Like, the second thing we did when I got back was like, we looked a little bit, then we went to Walmart, came back, it wasn't there. No one had dropped it lost and found. So she was just like, hey, if someone did find it, please just like, let it be like, they don't try to do anything bad, And so we say that prayer. I say a prayer with her, like, you know, she says the beginning part and I finish it. And we're sitting there, and you know, there's a moment of silence, and then just this peace kind of falls over us. You know, like this reassuring kind of, like, we both felt it, both of us. Like, we just had this reassuring calmness kind of come over us, and almost simultaneously, like literally in like the 30 to 40 seconds of this calming presence over us, my thought, at the same time as her thought, my thought was, it's not in the house, but it's okay. And as soon as I was about to say, hey, I don't think it's in the house, but I was told it was okay, she said the KOA. And I'm just like, what? And she's like, I totally forgot. I went to the KOA and paid for our RV storage. Like, we're storing our RV at the KOA, the campsite that we were staying at for a while. And I was like, do you think it's there? And she's like, it's possible. Like, I went there after Walmart, and I know I paid it, so it has to. And, you know, because she had totally forgot. Like, just, bing, you know, like, out of all the mom things that she was doing that day, that one little stop just completely skipped her mind. She totally forgot that she had gone to the KOA. Like, it was such a minor thing that it didn't even register when because, you know, the main thing was, like, I was at Walmart, and, you know, like, I was doing all this other stuff, and the kids were being crazy. And so we call, and like, we get an answering machine, and we're just like, well, dang, you know, like, they're not in the office right now. And then, like, literally a minute later, she gets a call back, and they're like, yeah, Corinne, we have your wallet, you know, we left a message with your husband. And I'm just like, what what do you mean? And so I look back at my phone, and wouldn't you know, there was a phone call, but at the time I had been driving, so I didn't answer my phone, and I just plumb forgot to look at my messages, because, you know, just one of those things. I didn't answer my phone, and I forgot. And so this whole situation was just like, wow, we totally could have, like, you know, gotten out of it. Guys, hey, guys, shh, please. Shh. You're being loud. I asked you not to be loud. Kids. Like, we totally could have gotten out of it, you know, like, we like, but it taught us a really good lesson. One, keep track of where you go all day. But two, sometimes you just need a prayer. Sometimes you just need to reach out to Dad and say, hey, I need help. And things get answered. Are you okay, Ezra?
Yeah.
All right. Sometimes you just need to reach out to Dad and things get answered. So anyways, I know that was a long story about something just completely silly, but prayer does work. I have a firm belief in prayer, that it works, that Dad wants to answer us. That you know, if we actually humble ourselves and take the time to ask earnestly, that these things will be answered for us, and that some of the questions we have, you know, they'll be like, yeah, it's fine, you're good. Anyways, that's all I got for now. Yeah, I hope you guys all had a good Shabbat. We just wrapped up Shabbat, so we're gonna spend the rest of the evening hanging out, and we'll catch you next time. Shalom.